What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. So I just finished filming another video and I figured that I just wanted to squeeze in another video. I feel like I'm all ready for today and I didn't want that to go to waste. So what I decided to film is the 15 facts or 15 things that you guys basically don't, is it 15? No, it's 10. 10 things that you guys probably don't know about me. I did, if you guys see, I wrote it down here on a notebook and I was gonna go all the way down to 25, but I know myself, I like to elaborate on everything and I feel like I can do a part 2, a part 3 to this video. I'm just gonna focus on 10 things at a time so that it's not super long. I also wanna say that these are things that I'm thinking that most of you won't know about me, but if you are subscribed to my vlog channel, chances are that you will know a few of these because I do open up a lot on that channel. On this channel, I like to keep it pretty much straight and to the point as much as I can. So yeah, we are going to be talking about 10 things that hopefully that you don't know about me. And right off the bat, I do want to mention, in case the cleavage is a little bit in your face today, I am wearing 2 bras. I feel like ever since coming out with that video on how to fake cleavage, or I think it was actually how to fake a boob job, that whenever I'm wearing one of my bombshell bras or a very low cut shirt that people point out, you're doing the tips that you talked about in that video. And most of the time I don't do all of those tips. I'll link that video down below. Today, basically I'm just wearing 2 bras, 2 bombshell bras and a somewhat low cut tank top. So it kind of looks like I did everything that I mentioned in that video, but I don't have, you know, the straps connected in the back, no highlight and contour going on, no socks, none of that stuff. But anyway, I don't know why, I just felt the necessity to point that out, but yeah, let's get started. 10 things that you probably don't know about me. So number 1, I suffer from really bad social anxiety. Not to the point where I'm like a shy person, because I do feel that I am very extroverted. But as far as crowds, I get invited to so many events, kind of like press parties, PR parties, for different makeup brands when they launch different things. And I basically don't go to about 98% of them because I get very flustered around crowds. I have always been that way. On Black Friday, like when it gets really packed, or clubs where it's just like a Friday or Saturday night when everyone and their mama seems to be there. I just get very nervous when I feel like I can't move. I get very hot, I get panicky, and I don't like crowds. Number 2, I was a serial job quitter. I know that you guys ask all the time for me to come out with like a story time video letting you guys know like the majority of my jobs, and I definitely do want to do that. There are so many of them, I literally have to sit down and write all of them out. Probably the longest job that I kept before YouTube was a home health aide. It got to the point where it was very sad. I was working in hospice and I also had a lot of bed-bound patients that I actually would come home and feel guilty for being like in a good mood and enjoying my life and laughing because I saw so many bad things. My sister Melanie was also a home health aide, and they kind of gave her more of a position where she was like a companion, where she was like taking them to Walmart and Target and going into a home-based setting. And for me, it was nothing like that. I had like very severe cases, and it was a very sad job for me, but that was probably the longest job that I held. And the last job that I had, like the very last job that I did before doing YouTube full-time, was a public safety officer. That job lasted about 1 week. It actually was a test. I had to take a civil service exam and go through a psychological, a physical, all these different things. It took me about 6 months to get the job, and then once I had the job, I kept it for no longer than a week because I was really afraid at the job. I remember I got trained by 2 big men and they were supposed to be my partners or whatever, and I had a radio, but I was in a completely different separate area than them. Like, it's not like you and your partner stand together in the location, and anytime that they would like be like, okay, you're on your own now, next week it's gonna be just you, I would be like, oh my god, like just the fact of being alone scared me. I had a bulletproof vest, which by the way weighs like 25 pounds on its own. I weigh 125 pounds, so it's kind of like, that's a lot for me. That's almost a quarter of what I weigh. I had handcuffs, I had the whole 9, and the job, it basically, again, it just wasn't for me. I remember that there was an incident that I saw while I was being trained where it was kind of like in a welfare department, so there was a long line, and one of the officers was fighting with one of the people on the line that was, I don't know what he was doing, he was fighting with somebody else in the line, so the officer went over and tried to calm down the situation, and the guy spat in his eye, and I remember just seeing that, like, The supervisor wouldn't even let this officer leave for the day because he wanted to go to the hospital and get checked out and see if there was any like disease or anything in his eye. I don't know, but the whole job was crazy and I could only do a week. And after that, I was like, this is not working out, we gotta do something else. Next, I am very insecure about speaking Spanish. A lot of you guys know that my mother is Colombian, my dad is Italian, along with a couple other things like Scottish, and I think there's a little bit of Irish. My dad is a little bit more of a mutt. The majority of him is Italian. My mom is 100% Colombian and born in Colombia. Being raised by my grandmother, because she watched us a lot when we were growing up, she always spoke Spanish to us, so I do pretty much 98% understand everything. I can speak it, but I definitely have a very Americanized accent. And I know a lot of you guys are asking for a Spanish video, but I'm just very insecure about the way that I speak Spanish. I have to think in my head before the words actually come out, and it's just not, I don't know, I'm not very confident about it. Next, I have no middle name. I don't know why people are always shocked to find out that my name is Lee. I'll put it right here, L-E-E. I was named after my dad. It's his middle name, and that's it. I don't have like a cool story or anything. I used to hate my name growing up, but now I actually like it because it's different. I've never met another woman named Lee. A lot of the times, mail will come to me addressed to Mr. Lee because I believe it's more men are named Lee, but I like it. It's different and it stands out, and I've grown to be accustomed to it. Next, I always smile to catcalls, and that is because I had a really horrible experience in college. And if you don't know what a catcall is, it's basically when men try to kick it to you, they whistle to you, they compliment you. I feel like I'm not smiling back in a disrespectful way. I'm kind of just acknowledging you and thanking you for your compliment, even if it's like one of those nasty catcalls, because again, I had a really horrible experience in college where I ignored two guys that were trying to kick it to me. I was in class walking to the bathroom, and I remember that I just ignored the guy. I was in a bad mood. I don't remember what he said, and completely ignored him, and he got mad. I guess he got embarrassed in front of his other friend, so he started cursing me out. And he's like, yo, you know what? Now that you're closer to me, you don't even look that good anyway. You stuck up, da 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 da. And he just went off on me, and I remember I was so shocked. I went in the bathroom, and I stood there for about 10 minutes before I went back to my class because I was like so taken back by it. It was like, I'm not gonna say it was violent, but he became very verbally abusive, and it was just very unexpected, and I don't ever want that to happen again in my life. So now, whenever a guy whistles at me, catcalls, say what's up, tell me I look good, smile back, keep it moving. Next, fun fact, I actually applied to be a peep show girl without even knowing it, also in college. Now, I was always a free spirit, and again, I was always looking for different types of jobs. So I saw an ad on Craigslist that said it was for a lingerie model. In my very young, naive head, I was like, all right, cool. So it's gonna be like a Victoria's Secret position where like you get to dress up in like pretty lingerie and get to stand there. And I thought it was gonna be like a very high-end boutique or something. I don't know. It was on Craigslist. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I called up my friend Melissa, and I was like, this is gonna be so cool, let's go apply. So we go, we drive down, we find the place. If you guys are familiar with Long Island, it's Brentwood. So already with that being said, it was not the best area, the part of Brentwood that I was in. And it basically was a strip club. And I don't know why, we still went in. We talked to the guy, he ended up taking headshots of us. He picked out names, he ended up naming her Aaliyah. And me, back then in the day, I still wanted to be known as Mami Chula because that was like a nickname that my grandmother would always call me. But he was like, nah, too common, you look more like a Pocahontas. So to this day, I might still be in their little roster of girls. Never ended up picking any of the calls because after walking out, I realized what I had done. That job ad was very deceiving. Next up, my college degree is actually in education. I wanted to be a teacher. Didn't work out, obviously, but I feel like I am teaching in another way. But a lot of you guys do ask me what I went to college for, and it was education. Next. If you guys have what I'm about to tell you that I have, look away, because I'm gonna put some pictures up on the screen for people to understand. And I believe that I actually have discussed this here on my channel in the past, and some people got really mad at me for the pictures that I'm about to show. But I have something called trypophobia, and my sister has it as well, and she has it like after I explained it to her. She did research and she's like, oh my god, I think I have that too. Basically what it is anytime that I see like textured, clustered items. I get like extreme anxiety. It makes me want to pull my hair out. It makes me want to bite my nails. It physically makes my heart start beating. It's just little tiny textured items clustered together. It drives me crazy. I don't know what it is. It makes me panic. It's called trypophobia. Look it up. Don't want to talk about it no more. Number 9 is that I actually have very few friends. I'd rather have a very small amount of true, good, trustable friends than a plethora of a bunch of people that don't really give a crap about me. Especially being in this YouTube industry, it's hard to become friends with people because you realize, and it's sad, that a lot of people will be friends with you just for exposure, to get a pass to go into certain parties and press events. And I've noticed that time and time again, to the point where I truly just keep to myself now. I feel like I got my family, I got my true good friends, that I feel like I'm in a good place. I don't need to be extra popular or feel like I have 200 people in my phone book. I keep my circle very small. And last but not least, here is a weird little fact about me. I actually have an obsession with watching people to see if they wash their hands after they use the bathroom. I don't know why. My sister Melanie also has this. It started back in high school, when we used to, I don't know, we would talk in the bathroom, like we would not be going to class and hanging out in the bathroom instead, and we would notice how many girls would go and use the bathroom and then not go and wash their hands, to the point where she even called out one of our friends one time. She was like, "That's disgusting. You totally just peed and you didn't wash your hands. Are you going to?" And the girl was like caught off guard. I'm not gonna say names or anything. We still know her to this day, and she's like, "Oh yeah," and she went to wash her hands really quickly, and then Melanie was like, "But you didn't even use soap. Are you?" I mean, it's the weirdest thing ever. I think going through that home health aid class, they really taught you the importance of like cleanliness and washing your hands. And I feel like whenever I go to a friend's house for dinner and stuff, like I make sure that you are washing your hands, and it is nasty. I think the majority of people do not wash their hands. No matter how lazy I am, like even if I wake up at 3 in the morning to use the bathroom, I will always wash my hands with soap after. There's no excuse. I feel like the majority of people just completely skip out on washing their hands, and I am one of those people that if you're using the bathroom in a hearing distance from me, or it's a public bathroom and the sinks are right there, I'm either gonna be listening or watching to see if you wash your hands. Am I the only one? Okay guys, and those are 10 weird facts that you probably did not know about me. If you guys did enjoy this, definitely let me know, because there are so many weird things about me and I can come out with so many of these videos. I kind of put myself out there, so I want to ask you guys if there's any weird facts that you either have in common with me, something that I mentioned in this video, or something else. Let me know in a comment down below, because I want to get to know you guys a little bit better as well. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. I can't believe that I just put all this out there, but it is what it is. Bye.